What happened to COVID? I mean, none of the people that I saw crossing into Poland or hiding in subways were wearing masks. And as a matter of housekeeping, are any of the soldiers vaxxed and boosted? I thought that the science was settled. Soldiers cannot perform their duties unless they are fully vaccinated against the virus. So I don't even understand where all these Russian soldiers are even coming from, or why Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci haven't said anything about President Zelensky's apparent refusal to wear a mask while briefing the rest of the world on the siege. It's COVID first and then everything else. Remember? Yesterday's propaganda said that we were fighting an invisible enemy and that we were all in this together. But today's propaganda says that we're fighting a physical enemy, and actually the Ukrainians kind of have to go at it alone. I can't really seem to make sense of any of it. It seems like a complete 180. Wait a minute. Didn't yesterday's propaganda insist that citizens must never be armed and that we need tighter restrictions on guns? Well, today it says that Ukrainians are being armed in droves by their government to defend their homeland and that we should be celebrating this. Well, which is it? Great nation together. We are united in one nonsensical state of emergency followed by another, which requires the never-ending understanding and economic sacrifice from us little people.
What's happening is that Russia is opposed to the Great Reset, because the Great Reset is a policy based on taking away national sovereignty. The whole idea that, as it was drafted by people like Larry Fink of BlackRock, Mark Carney, the former director of the Bank of England, Klaus Schwab, Prince Charles, the whole idea of the Great Reset is take away from governments the power to invest in their own economy. And the reason they're trying to do that is because there's such a huge debt overload on the whole world. You know, the world is drowning in debt. The biggest banks are holding trillions of dollars of worthless financial instruments. And they're trying to figure out how to keep the situation going with liquidity. But that's what's triggering inflation. And so they move to the next phase. The Great Reset basically says that central banks will take over not only currency and credit policy, monetary policy, but also spending policy, fiscal policy. In other words, the central banks, who are really arms of the biggest private banks and financial institutions, are going to be given the power that used to be in the hands of elected legislatures.
It's a banker's dictatorship, as you talked about before.
Yeah, a central
banker's dictatorship.
Yeah.
And Putin is like, hell no, this is not, we should all be, hell no, this is not what we want. So Putin's fighting it. And so it's just convenient to go after Putin because they're going after China, they're going after Putin, they're going after all sorts of, but it's convenient is what you're saying. Well,
it's not just convenient, it's essential for them, because you saw what happened at the COP26 conference in Glasgow. The Great Reset is directly connected with the Green New Deal. The idea that we're going to hollow out manufacturing, we're going to shut down energy efficiency, we're going to stop investing in advanced technologies, and we're going to turn the whole world basically into something that looks like sub-Saharan